Morning, Ramsey.
Hey, Ben.
How was your ride?
Oh, guys, we just got back from like a 3.5 mile bike ride. This is actually not sweat. This is from my wet rag.
Is this fitness virtue signaling?
Yeah, I want you guys to all know that we were riding 3.5 miles so all you other bike riders can tune in.
So we haven't posted in like, what, 10 days?
It's been a while. Yeah.
But you were digging around in the metrics, and the one that was hitting was the big front seat, Spirit.
Yeah, surprisingly enough, people kept searching for Spirit's big front seat and finding our video on it. And your bike one, the Scott 940, got a lot of
I've been
searches.
loving that bike, so I'm perfectly happy to make more geeked out videos about that. But you know what I find funny about the Spirit one is that every time we get on the flight attendant always mentions how much people hate Spirit. I don't hate Spirit
I
at
don't
all.
either. I love it. I think that you can get in a first class size seat for normal prices. I love Spirit. I don't have any problems with them.
So let's rewind a little bit why we made this channel and why it exists. So I wanted a creative outlet, and obviously when you're trying to be successful on YouTube, which, 20 subscribers,
Hey, I see that as
you're
success.
supposed to find a niche. And something that comes up every single day in our lives is trying to live in a body that is in a world that was not designed for it. I have the challenge of not only being really, really tall, but also being big, and you live in a bigger body.
Yeah, for sure.
And sometimes, at least for me, I have a lot of pain from a life lived hard. So when you try and stuff a big and tall body into spaces where it doesn't fit, it hurts. It makes you grumpy. But we love adventuring. We love our bikes. We like hiking. Sometimes we like to pretend we like camping. But we like getting out there and living.
Well, and I like flying and traveling. I really do. I like to be able to hop on a plane and go somewhere.
And there are ways to fly that are not miserable. Absolutely.
There are.
And so I think it's worth revisiting the Spirit conversation, but you found out something fascinating about Southwest that we didn't know.
Yeah.
So let's end with that, because I'm going to put a really clickbaity title on here about Southwest, like
Being the best?
it's going to be like, you'll never believe what we found out. And put big stars and stripes on it or something, but I'm going to put it at the dead end. Don't skip to the end.
Okay, don't skip to the end
whole
because we've got big news about Southwest.
So let's start with the easy ones. Now, back in the day, I used to fly,
All the time.
50 times a year, 60 times a year, something like that.
Yeah.
And when you have status, this is easy. You already know this. If you have status, I'm telling you stuff you already know. You want a bulkhead seat, you want an exit row seat. If you're just tall, that's easy. It solves your problem.
Yeah.
And if you have status, you're probably not going to pay for it. Now, those seats are considered economy plus.
Yeah.
But generally, depending on the carrier, there's $60 a direction. Pay it. You're going to pay it for your luggage. Pay it for you.
And the bulkhead seat and exit row seats, yes, just pay for them. But remember, that's only going to make a difference if you are really tall and need legroom. It does make a difference for me being bigger because I feel like at least I'm not like so close to the person in front of me. I don't like kind of hover over them. So that is a good reason, but it's still uncomfortable side to side.
Economy Plus is the next option. I don't find Economy Plus to be quite as accommodating as an exit row. Problem with the exit row is that if you have kids under 16 or 15,
They can't be there.
I'll put that up on the screen. I'm going to look it up. You cannot sit in the exit row even if the kids aren't in it with you. They will not let you sit there.
Yeah.
And again, the same problem with Economy Plus as the exit row. You're going to get length. It doesn't buy you any width. Now, one thing that can happen, I'm okay side to side in those seats. It's a little tougher for Ramsey, depending on how your weight is distributed. The majority of my weight that I don't love is in my gut.
There you go.
Thank
That's a little
you.
better.
This is a lot easier when we're in the dash of the car, as it starts to creep.
Well, all I know is as you creep down, I keep getting more and more chins.
Is the same thing. They don't give you any extra width.
Yeah.
But what you can do is you can get a seatbelt extender, and I've done that before because my extra weight is in my gut. But if your extra weight is in your hips, that's not going to help you.
It sometimes may. It depends on the seatbelt, to be honest. And I wish that I could go back and remember how every specific seat on different airlines, because we've flown a lot of different airlines. I wish that I could remember which ones. But there has been one, and I think it was Delta, that I was like, oh, I'm not going to fit in a seatbelt. But I mean, I barely squeezed in because I was too embarrassed to ask for an extender. But the other ones, for the most part, I can get the seatbelt on. But don't be ashamed to ask for an extender. Like,
it embarrasses me too, but I've had to ask for it before. And you know what? Some aircraft are just they're sized weird, and where you may have excess seatbelt on one plane, it might be half the length that you need on another.
Yeah.
Planes are just built differently. Boeings, Embraers, Airbus.
Yeah.
Even among the same manufacturer, they're sized differently because they source seats from different places.
And one thing that we talk a lot about, and we talk to our kids a lot about this too, is you've got to speak up for yourself. Like, don't be afraid to advocate for yourself and tell people what you need. For the most part, people are so accommodating and they're not judging you and they just want to help. And so don't be afraid to advocate for yourself. Ask for that seatbelt extender.
And there are differences with aircraft type within the fleets on the different carriers. And I'll put up an image that I found from a different site. I'll credit them at the bottom. But I think, at least for me personally, when you're talking about inches of difference, it's not going to help.
Yeah.
So those are the easier, cheaper ones. We can get into the more expensive ones now, starting at the cheapest. Big front seat. It's my favorite.
Go for Spirit.
The downsides of Spirit are it's a la carte, so you're going to pay for every little thing. Ignore the first price that you see. When you're done, it's going to be closer to
a regular
a more
ticket.
Conventional ticket. But the fact that you can buy that increased seat size and not pay for the additional frills of business class or first class, I love it. I think it's wonderful. They are not the most consistent carrier. All the cheaper carriers have a reputation that's earned for not being consistent. Last time we flew Spirit to MCO, Orlando, they changed the flight 12 times.
Yeah.
So get ready to be flexible, but it's lovely. Wonderful seats. I can't recommend that one enough.
Seriously, and the flight attendants are so nice.
It was fun.
Like, I really like it. I think they're fun.
A newer fleet.
Yeah, and if I had to choose between like Frontier and Spirit hands down. I think Frontier is one of the crappiest airlines there can be.
So the next option is first class, and I know that this is a gimme. Like, yeah, duh. But first class, when you think about your trip and where you're going, if you fly first class and you get there rested, having had a chance to eat a meal, take a nap, and get off the plane in one piece, it changes the cadence of the trip. You're not ticked off the second you step off the plane.
It really does, especially if you're in a longer flight. If you're flying to like Hawaii, perhaps, get yourself first class. It's like a 12-hour flight. If you're flying over to Europe, get yourself a first class flight. Like, it's just, you need to invest in yourself and your well-being, and part of that means you can't fit in a regular seat. Go for first class.
And business class loops into that. Now, I know the next piece of this, well, that's easy for you guys, but I'm on a tight budget. It's not easy for us, and I'm going to come back to this. In fact, let's go to the next step. So, great. The option is first class. It's going to triple the cost of my airfare. What am I supposed to do? Okay, I'm with you, because money is a tough thing.
Money's always tight, yeah.
So what we do is you start at Kayak, you use Google Flights, go to the points guy, Scott's Cheap Flights, use the credit card points, redeem airline miles, make sure that you're enrolled in every single flight loyalty program. You just do the best that you can. Try not to pay the full price if you don't have to.
You can also take out, like if you are somebody who pays for stuff on credit and then pays off your credit cards at the end of the month, get one that earns you miles.
Get one of those United credit cards, get a Delta credit card.
Yeah, get a Delta credit card. Usually they've got a deal where when you first sign up, they'll give you like 50,000 miles or on your first purchase.
I think it's 5,000 right now on United.
But I mean,
they'll do a 3-to-1 split for airline tickets, so you may have to pay for one but not the other. You know, just leverage those benefits from the cards. Am I tilting again? Yeah, sorry. I thought it would be cute to do it in a different place so you're not staring at the headboard again.
That's
or the interior of the car. I'll cover it up with like a pink elephant or a Huffalump or a Woozle. And then we'll get demonetized by Disney.
Yeah, we would be.
Well, we'd be demonetized if we had more than 20 subscribers.
Okay. So this wraps us to...
All right, now it's your story. This was what really got the video going. This is a great story.
It's so exciting. So I had some good friends. They just took a vacation, and I was like, tell me about your flight experience and like how it went. And she said, oh, this is like real close. She said, they fly Southwest because here's the thing. If you are somebody in a bigger body, buy 2 seats, because then you've got the seat and the seat next to you. You can lift up the arm. You can be comfortable. Buy 2 seats. You do have to do it on the phone. You can't do it online. You can't buy 2 seats for the same passenger online. Hop on the phone. Do that. When you get back from your trip, contact Southwest, tell them you want a refund for your second seat, and they'll give you your money back.
And I was incredulous about this story, but we looked it up. You found it on the website.
Yes, it's on Southwest website. They will give you your money back. You just have to call them and be like, okay, I need a refund for my extra seat. You give them a confirmation number. They refund your money within 30 days.
And right now, in June 2021, they have some birthday fair thing going on.
Yeah, for their 50th
On
anniversary,
Scott's
it's like
cheap
50%
flights.
off.
They, from IAH and from Austin, they've got all sorts of stuff going on.
Yeah, you can get your money back for your second seat. How is this? This is like a no-brainer. Fly Southwest. The other thing is when you buy an extra seat, you get priority boarding. So on Southwest, you have to show up early because everybody boards like as you get there, you like get in line. So if you're in a wheelchair or if you've bought yourself an extra seat, you get priority boarding. Get there early enough and you can get a bulkhead seat or an exit row seat with your double seat, and then you get your money back. Like I'm blown away by it.
That was one thing that we didn't mention, and that is that if you're in a conventional width seat, not like a big front seat or a first class seat, most of the time that center divider will lift.
That's
between
true.
the center seat and the seats to the left or the right. So obviously, if you're sitting next to someone you don't know, you're usually not going to want to lift that.
Yeah.
But if you're next to a partner, squishing up to each other and using that common space, you buy about 2 extra inches.
Yeah, and that 2 extra inches makes a difference
It
because
absolutely does.
if I'm sitting next to Ben, we'll lift it up and just squish next to each other.
And that's fine.
And if I was flying with like my youngest, then we could sit in seats next to each other because he would leave a lot of extra room for me. But if I am flying, like, I'm blown away by the Southwest thing. I mean, good for them. Good for them. I get that they want you to buy the extra seat. I get that they want you to be comfortable, not squished to the person next to you. But the fact they refund that money, blown away.
So you could buy a row of 3. So you could buy an entire exit row, sit down, and then you come back. You'll keep your ticket and refund that third ticket.
Yeah.
That's outstanding. That would be very comfortable.
Yeah.
It would work great.
And like he said, right now Southwest has a deal for their 50th birthday, or I don't know, something about
So
it's 50% off.
Scott's cheap flights, we found them. They did a Reddit AMA.
Yeah.
And, I think it was $25 for a year. And all they're using is Google Flights. I don't know that they do anything else, but they just, every day you get a few emails because they're searching and finding things that are deals. And Southwest is on there all the time to interesting places.
Yeah, and just to kind of explain that, Scott's Cheap Flights, you sign up, it's $25 a year. Don't you tell them like where you want to fly
Yeah, you
out
tell
of?
them target airports.
Target
and
places you would want to
airports.
fly, and they send you emails. We have found flights like to
South
Hawaii for a
America,
couple $100,
Europe.
and not necessarily from Houston, but from like maybe LAX or from Miami, going across, over to Europe, down to South America for really, really cheap. And it's not like we can run and do that right now. We would love to. But if you are somebody who is like, you know what, I can kind of vacation on fly by the seat of my pants. I don't need to set, like if you have somebody with a flexible schedule, there's no better way to get cheap flights.
Yeah, it'd be outstanding.
Yeah. So anyway, sorry, my arms aren't very long, but I needed to get the camera.
Better than the super tilt.
Better than like...
All right, well, I think that pretty well covers it.
Yeah, I think that we have given you guys some good ideas. If you think that there's an airline that has really exceptionally comfortable seats or exceptionally uncomfortable seats, drop a comment below.
Oh, I have some votes for virtually uncomfortable.
Yeah, we've got some pictures. I think we've posted one of them.
That might be the screen cap for this one. My
Your
every
legs.
tweet to United telling them I hate them and they burn in hell.
Yeah, but drop a comment below. Tell us what the comfortable seats are for you, and tell us what else you guys want to know. Like, we've got bike riding, and we've got vacationing, and we've got cars, and like, what else do you guys want to know about life in plus size?
Can we make a series of 10 videos about how much I hate United?
Yeah, we can. I don't know that people are going to watch them, but we can do
Can
it.
we pivot to a United hate channel?
Yes, we can. All right, guys, hit the like button, hit subscribe, send us comments, find us on Facebook and send me a message. Let me know what you guys want to see, and we are here to make content for you. All right?
Thank you, Ramsey.
Thanks, Ben.